Welcome to ABC Gluten Free. Thank you for joining us today. No, I'm not trying to cut myself. It's sharp, I know that. It's not that sharp. We have a great show planned for you today, and if you're getting ready for Valentine's Day, we're going to help you. We have a very Valentine ravioli. What does that mean?
Making raviolis.
We're making raviolis. We're making homemade raviolis. We're going to make a bunch of different kinds for you. We're going to do a sweet and a savory. We're going to get you fully equipped for Valentine's Day, whether you're celebrating with a friend, with someone you love, or just maybe, a bunch of people, hanging out or whatever. We want to get you ready, and I have my beautiful helper here with me, Sophia, right? Jeremiah is somewhere around there following the cameras around. We have gluten-free grandma waiting to eat, and gluten-free dad just chilling out. He's probably going to take a little nap. But we're going to get started because what we're going to be making for you is a beautiful roasted pepper stuffed ravioli with what? With what? Goat cheese. We're also going to be making a sweet ravioli, which we'll get to later, but we're going to make the doughs. So the first thing really to do is, one thing before the dough, we're going to roast our red pepper. Now Sophia's going to show you something we got in the mail this week, which is very cool. If you guys haven't heard of this, it's called, whoa, Sophia, that was cool, you're like the shadow lady. This is called Misfit Market. We got a Misfits box this week. It's filled with organic produce.
Not anymore.
And look at that. Look at that. Eat ugly, eat proud. So these are all the ugly fruits and vegetables that don't make it to the grocery store. They're still very delicious, and we have one for you today that we're going to use. We also, put it back over there, honey. We also have, we have one that we're going to use. We have a few that we showed you already, and one that's going to go into our raviolis, which is special. It's a not so ugly, red, beautiful, organic pepper. Look at this. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this pepper. I see nothing misfit about it. But we're going to make it into a delicious roasted pepper. Sophie, if you could just drizzle this with a little bit of olive oil. We're going to roast it in the oven. So right there. We're going to put this in the oven at about 400 for maybe 3 to 5 minutes. We're going to get it nice and blistery, and it's going to be yummy. And then we're going to pull the skin off just a little bit. Just a little bit. That's enough. Nope. And then you're just going to roll it into that nice olive oil and just cover up the skin there. And no, that's okay. I'll do it later. And we're going to put this actually in our toaster oven because we don't really need to turn the oven on for just a little bit of a pepper. Oh, okay. You could actually put this on the front, on your stovetop, and you could burn it. Or if you have a hand torch, you could do it that way. It's totally up to you. So I'm going to go put this in the toaster oven because everybody left me hanging. So I'm going to get that going. We're actually using a roasted red pepper today, which is a very heart-healthy thing. And since this is Heart Month, we are celebrating everything hearts. And being a heart survivor, I like to eat healthy and help others to eat healthy. I also like to share recipes with people and try to help them to understand that just because you have a defect or a disease or something that holds you back doesn't mean that you can't have delicious food, doesn't mean that you can't make delicious things for yourself. You could try different things and learn how to do new things, and it definitely wouldn't be too difficult. But what we have here today we're going to make for you is some delicious ravioli. We're going to be making 2 types, and we're also going to be doing 2 different styles. So we have our ravioli maker, which if you don't have this, I completely understand. This was a gift from Chef John, and we love Chef John, and we love all the gifts that he gives us. This is a ravioli maker. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 1 dozen ravioli at a time. You can make that very simply, or we can do our heart raviolis we're going to do by hand, right? We're going to do them together. First, we're going to get started on the dough. Sophia's the dough pro. I'm deeming her as the dough pro. That's your new name because you're so good with dough. She's first going to separate 2 eggs. For this recipe, we're using egg yolks only. The yolks are going into the dough. You do not have to use yolks. You can use an egg replacer. We have 1 brewing back here, a little flax and some water, and that can actually just sit for a little bit until it gets a little jelly-like. And when it gets jelly-like, then you know it's ready to be used. And this is like kind of like a thick slurry almost, right? So we've got that. You can use any egg replacer that is best for your dietary restrictions. We have these eggs that are cage-free, pasture, whatever, and you totally go and get the eggs that are best for you. If you cannot have eggs, just omit the egg and use a replacer. So, Sophia, do you want to do it right here, or do you want to do it in a bowl? Want to do it in a bowl? Or you want to do it on here? All right, so for the dough, we're going to be using plastic wrap as our best friend when we're making something gluten-free. And we just kind of cover our, Jeremiah, would you help me with this for a second? We cover our, welcome Jeremiah today, he's helping us. He doesn't like to get his hands dirty, so we try to give him things that do not get his hands dirty. So since we don't have too much to do today, since we don't have too much to do today on the back burner, we're gonna put him to work maybe making some raviolis. Never mind, honey, I think I made it too short. So when you're making dough, plastic wrap for gluten-free dough is your best friend. If you don't have parchment paper, it's okay. Plastic wrap is just as good. We're going to take the ravioli dough and put it right from the fridge to the freezer. We're going to save this plastic wrap and use it over and over again. What are you talking about? Where did you put it?
Jeremiah, give it back.
Oh, Jeremiah's hiding the yolk on us? You're hiding the yolks? I thought maybe you threw it away. Just pick it up with your hand. No, slide it into your hand right over the dish. There you go. That's the easiest way to separate egg yolks from the whites is your hands. Jeremiah, what's your best tool in the house? Stop. What's the best tool in the house?
The pizza cutter.
No. You got flour ready now. What's the best tool in the house, silly?
My brain.
No, it's your favorite thing.
My fingers.
Your hands, your hands. Oh my gosh, you didn't know the answer to that? Alright, so I'm going to take 2 cups of flour. So just remember this. For every cup of flour, you're going to use an egg yolk. So for every cup of flour, you need to have an egg replacer. So if it's 1 teaspoon of flax, you would need 2 teaspoons of flax. Alright, so we have 2 cups of flour. That's my measurements for today. And you want to use the yolks, right? Yes, we're using yolks. Alright, so we're using, no, we'll use the yolks. That's okay. That's just part of the egg. So we dig our hole in our flour, and then we're going to actually, hold on, not yet. This is going to be our savory dough, I believe. We're going to make it all the same. We're going to add about a teaspoon of salt. Really, the dough is so simple. That's really it. Plus the egg yolks and water, which I'm going to grab. So for every cup of flour, use about 3/4 of a cup of water. Sophia's going to get started on that. You're going to go gooey. A little bit of water in there. Push up your sleeves. We have, as you know, we're celebrating Heart Healthy Month. Now, you may think that egg yolks are not healthy for you. Everybody tells you eat the whites, eat the whites. But the yolks have great omegas in them that are really heart healthy. So whatever you have read or think or have read, you might want to read up a little bit on it and do some research. Read up on the egg yolks and see if you can find out if they're good for you. Alright, so Sophia's going to mix that up. Want me to give you a little bit more water. Whoops, 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 come on. You should have kept the well. Remember what Mommy told you? You take from the outside and you take a little bit from the inside as you go around and around and around, right? You just like to squish it. Alright, here we go, a little bit more. Let me put it on your yolky hands. So this is the fun part. This is like the Play-Doh. Now, if you watched the show a few weeks ago, we made homemade spaghetti. This is the very same recipe. And if you missed the shows from the previous weeks where we did a lot of football finger foods, which are good for any time of the season, you can go back and watch those on either Facebook or live stream, whatever your preference is. You all right? You gotta keep going. Don't take it off. Just keep going. So I have that red roasted pepper in the oven from Misfits, and that was a really fun thing to get. Thank you to Jamie Fisher for tagging us or letting us know about that. It was a really good find. And that box was only like $30. We got 10 or 15 pounds of produce. We got Swiss chard, we got kale, we got blood oranges, we got lemons, we got sweet potatoes. What do you need more than that? Regular potatoes, grapefruits, onions, broccolini. We got so much stuff. I mean, that is the find of the century. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with the produce. Oh, we also got cucumbers. We got so much stuff I can't even remember how many things we got. I did put up a couple pictures up there.
Did we get zucchini?
No, we didn't get zucchini. All right, let's mix this up a little bit. You gotta get moving. You gotta get moving, girlie. You're taking too long. Make the hole. Make the hole. The problem is that we have this plastic wrap that was not a good piece. We should have had the full counter covered, but now we're just kind of, you want mommy to do it? Let's push it all over here. Let's push it all over to here.
No, that's
And what we want to do is try to get all of this dough completely combined.
we should have.
You want to do it in the bowl? We can.
No.
All right.
Now.
Let's go. Keep going. Gotta put Sophia to work. She'll work for her food. So we're gonna just get this together as soon as we can. Get all these crumbs in there. Sometimes you like losing a couple of your ingredients on the plastic wrap. This doesn't usually happen, but we should have really nailed down our plastic wrap a lot better. There you go, baby girl. You okay? Don't fall. Now, once she gets that going, we clean our countertops with our Pursue, which is an anti-fungal, bacterial, and antimicrobial. We can roll that dough out right onto here if we need to. You want to keep going? Mommy will help you. I'll keep throwing it all in there. All right, need some more water. Go ahead, go. This is a group effort. If you guys want science projects to do, like they have edible science projects, this will be a good one. Watch the dough form. Now, if you have a food processor, of course, you know this is a 1, 2, 3 deal. Or a mixer, put your paddle or dough attachment on. You want me to do it? Alright. So I'm just going to put the well in the middle, like my grandma always did. And you just kind of start incorporating, bring it around. I don't really have a circle to go in, but I'm just going to start incorporating it. Going to try to get all that dry dough on the inside. And you'll see that egg yolk comes through in a nice yellow golden color because those eggs are not, they're not, I guess, I don't know what you call it, caged up. I guess you could say that. Woo. So making ravioli dough or pasta dough can be very messy, but it's also very fun. If you have yourself covered in dough by the end of the day, it's a good day. Although gluten-free grandma might not agree with that. As long as the floor's not covered, right, gluten-free grandma? Mm-hmm. You're waiting patiently for ravioli? Mm-hmm. So my mother's grandmother, Grandma Annie, she would make ravioli, homemade ravioli, and my brother would make homemade ravioli. So we used to have fun doing this together. We'd do it 11 o'clock at night, right? Mm-hmm. We'd be making, not with my grandmother, but with my brother. We'd be making not gluten-free, but just regular pasta. And it's very similar. I mean, it's the same technique. You still have the water. You still have the egg yolk. You still have the salt. You could do some spices if you wanted to, or you could actually do some cheese if you wanted to, if you could have cheese. All right, so I'm just gonna get this out of here for a second. Sophia, you're done with the dough, and I'm gonna kind of lop up all those little goodies on here. And what I want to do is I just want to make a nice soft texture dough. And I might need a little bit more flour to do that. It feels a bit sticky. At least it's not soggy, right? You want to get mommy a little bit of dough? So we have a really nice soft dough. It's coming together nicely. Just a little bit. Thank you. That's good. That's enough. Thank you. She just wanted to sprinkle it on my hands. That's all. So once you get this dough coming, what do you think on the baking challenge? Alright, so once we have our dough coming together, it's nice, it's soft, it's going to be super yummy. You want to make sure you get some salt in there because the dough really has no flavor. I mean, of course, the inside's going to be super flavorful, but we're going to wrap this up in our plastic. And Sophia's going to wrap it up in the other piece of plastic because we'll use that later. And then we can kind of clean up our mess and get ready started on our fillings, which are going to be super yummy. We have Sophia selected today our fillings, so we want to make sure we get that done for her. Sophia, you want to get out the goat cheese? You want to get out all your yummy stuff? Now I'm just going to put some of these things to the side. You want the goat cheese? We're going to make the mascarpone. We're going to make whichever one you want. I should have taken my rings off before. I got my grandmother's ring on, covered in flour. That wouldn't be the first time that was covered in flour, would it? Right, gluten-free grandma? And probably covered in flour from her a long time. Alright, I just want to rinse off my hands and I want to get the goat cheese started for the inside of our ravioli. So our dough is going to chill for maybe 15 to 20 minutes while we get this started. What do you have this for?
I don't know what's happening.
So we're going to do the goat cheese first. You want to do the sun-dried tomato and the goat cheese, or you want to do the roasted pepper and the goat cheese? Alright, so we have our roasted pepper that we actually prepared ahead of time. Sophia can go grab that. Go grab the roasted pepper in the bowl. And we have our goat cheese, which is just a plain goat cheese. Now, if you cannot have goat cheese or you can't have this kind of cheese, just go get the kind that you can have if it's Daya or whatever. Probably Sophia's favorite thing,
And Daddy.
I would say, in the whole world, roasted peppers. Daddy loves roasted peppers. You can never make enough in our house, so we just kind of give up and say, we make one or two, and whoever gets it, whoever doesn't.
Which is
doesn't.
usually me.
Yeah. Alright, so you're going to chop that up real small. Chop that up real small in that bowl. And you done? Oh, okay. And then we're just going to season it. We're going to do a little salt and pepper. We're not going to really get too crazy with the spices. Maybe a little bit of oregano and parsley. Let's go get that. Smells good. I can smell the roasted pepper. Sorry, baby.
I want to eat.
All right, chop that up real small. So to make the filling, it's really just if you can put it right back into your food processor, that really would be okay. Just go like this. Yeah, use your hands or chop it up in the bowl. Okay. Roasted peppers are super sweet and they just taste so yummy. They pretty much go with everything. I mean, grilled chicken roasted pepper, salmon roasted pepper, roasted pepper.
Roasted
just
pepper
yummy.
and bacon.
Roasted pepper and
Pepper and
bacon.
cheese.
All right, I'm gonna give you a little bit of salt. I'm gonna give her a little bit of, it's okay, parsley and basil. If you have fresh, of course, that would be the best bet. And then a little bit of pepper. Where did I put my pepper? Jeremiah, do you know where I put my pepper? Oh, I got it. Got it. Ground up some fresh pepper earlier. Yep, that's good. All right, get your hand out. Get your hand out. Get a fork. No, there you go. Now I'm going to take the goat cheese and I'm just going to put it in there. Sophie can crumble it all up.
With my hands?
No.
I just wash me.
No, we're going to use a fork. Here you go. Here's the fork right here. She's going to just smash all that up together. We're going to get ready to put that into our ravioli. And now we wanted to cut hearts since it's Valentine's Day and it's American Heart Association, it's Heart Month. We're celebrating everything hearts. We wanted to make some beautiful ravioli heart shaped. I don't know if last year or the year before we made a heart shaped chocolate ravioli, which was amazing. Your stomach is growling. She's getting hungry. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do obviously is we need to get our plastic wrap properly put onto our bench here. Let me just get rid of this. Now, in order to make your ravioli and have enough for everybody, you might want to start a day ahead and you can just throw everything in the freezer. And you'll have it all ready for your Valentine's Day. Alright, I'll see if I can get it right this time. All the way across, one side to the other. Whenever I rip it off, I always make it cold. So let me see if I can get that across, and then I'm going to do one more.
Now I gotta taste it, make sure it's good.
She has to taste it and make sure it's good. Did you do salt? We did salt and pepper, right? Move over a little bit. Now, raviolis you can make many different ways. We're just going to show you 2 ways, but we're going to give you some options because We don't want to leave you hanging. So you can do fried ravioli, you could do boiled ravioli, or you could do a sauteed ravioli. Oh, no. No. Ah, did it again. Let me see. Sophia, help.
That's good.
All right. So we've got our plastic wrap. It's delicious. Now Sophia's gonna get that dough out that we have in there chilling. I think we have one in there already.
This one?
Yeah, we could use that one. That one's with the flax.
Let's do it.
So we're gonna make one that we used with the flax, and it's kind of like a little bit more bready. So it's up to you really if you like it. The one with the egg yolk is really soft. This one's a little bit bready, and that's because of that flax gets in there. So we're gonna roll this out. Eeks. I'm gonna put a little bit of flour on there. And I know that Sophia wants to cut the hearts out, so we're gonna try to get that done for you. So I'm just gonna roll. And then I'm gonna let Sophia cut and paste basically. When you roll out the dough, if you have a pasta machine, you can possibly run this one through there. But the one with the egg yolks, you might need a lot more flour. It has to stay dry. It can't be gooey. All right, I'm just rolling out into a rectangle as big as I can. I don't want a fat dough, I want a skinny ravioli dough. Nice, light, and fluffy one. Let's see if I can go beyond here. That was our roasted pepper that's in the toaster oven. So I think, Sophie, can you go put that back on a little bit more? It needs a little more time. Maybe turn it over. You could turn over your roasted pepper and blister it on both sides. All right. Jeremiah, I should have had you do this. So if you guys have any questions for us on Facebook or Instagram or live stream, just pop it up there and hopefully we can answer it for you. Maybe not right now, but we will get back to you. If you have any questions about the pasta dough, this is just a simple rolling pin. Someone had asked me a question about it. Just use a can. Use whatever you have at home. You don't need a special rolling pin to make dough. You just need to do it. That's all. Just do it, right? All right, so I'm getting a nice long piece of dough here that Sophia's going to be able to cut out and make raviolis. Now you want to remember, ravioli is a two-sided item. And you know, we're making ravioli in heart shapes because of celebrating Heart Healthy Month, American Heart Association and Heart Month and all that stuff that goes all together in this month. And Valentine's Day, Valentine Ravioli Day. We didn't like the food holidays that were happening this week, so we just decided to change it and do what we want. So if you guys are wondering why we're doing this, that's why, because we want to. All right, so I'm just gonna roll out a little bit more and see this is a little thick over here. And then I'm gonna let Sophia get started. She can start cutting. Why don't you put that in a little bit of flour, your cutter. Make sure you have extra flour handy because you want to be able to dip. You can either brush your dough with it. All right, I think you're ready to go now. Now what we can do is I can just move it over to her since I've got it on the plastic wrap. I can just gluten-free. Dad, can you move this stuff for us? This is for later. Yeah, we use it. Move this. You don't need this. Get rid of it. Don't need this. Don't need this. Just leave this. We need that. So good. She just wants to eat it all. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to move this over to Sophia a little bit. Not yet. I will in a second. Let's move your stuff over. Take that for now. Just for now so we can move the... So Jeremiah can come and help you. Can you move this with me? Okay, ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go. Thank you. See what gluten-free dad to the rescue all the time. So now we have she's got her dough, she's got the cutter, maybe Jeremiah can come and help. What we're gonna do is you're gonna cut equal amounts. So if you're cutting 12 hearts, you're gonna get 6 ravioli. So you wanna make sure that you use the dough to your best ability. Do not pick the dough up from the plastic wrap. What we're going to do is take away the extra, put the filling in, and try to flip them over so that we can seal them really nice. I'll let those guys get busy on that. And I'm going to get started on the filling for the sweet. What do you mean? Yes, I can. But you're going to do equals. So if you're doing 2 and 2 is 4, that's 2 ravioli. How many ravioli are you gonna make? You're gonna do a bunch of different ones? All right, I'm gonna get started while they're getting busy with that on the sweet ravioli, which is going to be a ravioli stuffed with cannoli cream. I know gluten-free dad's gonna love this, and of course, he's my Valentine, so I wanna make something special for him. Now, when you make this dough, if you wanted to incorporate some sugar in it, you can do a little bit of powdered sugar in the actual dough, or just a regular raw sugar in the dough. You don't have to do anything different, just add it directly to the flour, and when you put that filling inside, you won't have to sweeten it at that time, so you can do it without the powdered sugar in the actual cannoli cream. But since we did it with the powdered sugar, that's how we're going to show you how we did it, all right? All right, so for cannoli cream, we have just a few ingredients. We have mascarpone, ricotta, we have an almond extract, and a cinnamon. Let me get that out. I have just a basic ricotta that you buy at the grocery store. I didn't do anything special. It just has to have 3 ingredients. You want it to have the milk, or whatever they call it. Milk, vinegar, and salt. That's it. If it has other ingredients, it might possibly not be gluten-free. You might want to look it up. Or it might possibly just be filled with all kinds of stuff and not really ricotta cheese. So we normally buy a fresh ricotta cheese from, we have it at Wegmans, and it is so super delicious, but we couldn't get there this time, so we have regular. And we have mascarpone, which also has just simple ingredients. It is pastured cream, point, period. That's it. That's delicious. All right, so we're gonna do a cup of ricotta and a half a cup of mascarpone. Now, mascarpone is probably one of our favorite things. If you've never tried it before, it's like Italian cream cheese. So super sweet and delicious. So we're not gonna put too much sugar in here. Just gonna kind of blend that a little bit. How you guys doing over there? You're just gonna pull up the extra and roll it up. I'm doing just one little teeny tiny drop of the almond extract. Gluten-free dad doesn't like that much, right? You don't like the almond extract? No, I could have left it out. I don't have any vanilla extract though. Santa didn't put it in my stocking this year. It's a bummer. And I'm gonna go get that powdered sugar we're gonna put in there. You guys check up. What's going on?
We're still doing that.
You're just pulling away the extra right now. I'm gonna do about 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. I don't want any lumps. And I'm gonna stir this up gently. And of course we have to add our chocolate chips in there. We've got Enjoy Life chocolate chips we're going to be adding. It wouldn't be a cannoli cream without it. Some people like pistachio, some people like cherries. I'm just straight up chocolate chip person. And I think a little pistachio on the top would be really nice, a little toasted pistachio, which we can do, but just not right now. All right, let me test that. That's delicious. Gluten-free dad, you want to test the cannoli
I'll
cream?
do it.
No, Sophia does. Go ahead, Pia. Pinky, Pia. Pinky. Pinky. Oh, yeah. How's that? Delicious? All right, so we're going to put that aside for now. When you guys are done, we're going to go back to stuffing our ravioli. So if you grab the stuffing, we need that. We've got our little tiny scooper that we're going to use. And so this is just the roasted peppers and the goat cheese. Hold on. Put that down on the plastic wrap. We're not picking them up, really. So we're going to just take a scoop, a little scooper. I'm going to do one and then you do the rest. And we're going to put it right in the middle there. And then what's going to happen is you don't want to have anything on the sides. You don't want to pull the edges. You don't want to wet them either. We're just going to take one of the tops and cover it, pat it down just a little bit, get all those air bubbles out. Go around the edges with your finger very gently so you don't make any holes in it, and leave it alone. Leave it right there. So you guys can go ahead and do that sharingly, please. Oh, I'm sorry. And then we have some dough left over that we can continue the process with. Maybe I can do the cannoli ones while you guys are doing that. So cannoli raviolis are kind of like, you know, that dessert you see in the grocery store. It has cannoli chips and then the cannoli cream. Like this is gonna be like that. This is gonna be delicious. So I'm just gonna try to roll this out a little bit. You guys, I have my plastic wrap here. Now remember, this is the one without the eggs. If you cannot do dairy, I would suggest that you try to use Adaya cream cheese, the plain cream cheese. You can season it however you like. You could put some vanilla extract, you could put a little bit of that powdered sugar, or you can make your own cashew cream, which we've done before, but not today. So I'm just gonna roll this out as best as I can. Yeah, you only need 1 scoop of 1 scoop is all you need. Otherwise you won't have enough. And then it seeps out the edges and then you lose it all. So I'm just kind of repeating the process of taking the plastic wrap and rolling out my dough. For those of you just tuning in today, we're making homemade ravioli. We're making a sweet and a savory. It's very ravioli Valentine. I almost did a little tongue twister there. So we're making homemade ravioli dough, which is just flour. You can use egg yolks if you don't have an egg allergy, or flax, and then some salt and a little bit of water. Bring that together either in a food processor or with your best tools in your house, and then wrap that up and refrigerate it for about 20 minutes. So I'm making heart cutters. We're doing a heart cutter for Heart Month. I'm gonna make some sweet ravioli, some savory ravioli, and gluten-free Dad's gonna love this cannoli ravioli. Holy cannoli, it's a ravioli. Yes, Sophie, you were thinking the same thing I was thinking. So I'm gonna actually get the cannoli cream that's been chilling in the refrigerator. It's a little bit more firm, and I can put it right in the middle there. You guys doing good?
We're done.
So this cannoli cream has been chilling in the fridge. It got nice and firm. I'm just gonna take a little bit, a dollop. I'm just doing 2, and then I'm putting it away, honey, okay? Because we just wanna make sure we show everybody how to do it, but we don't need to bore them with all the details. So I've got 2 raviolis here. Sophia's taking away the edges. Jeremiah, you're done?
Yep.
That's gonna go right onto a baking sheet into the freezer. You can do that for mommy, okay? Press those edges together, right? Good job. They're looking good, they're looking good. So when you're making ravioli, you might want to help. You might want to have your whole family do it together. It is a lot of fun. Both gluten-free dad and gluten-free grandma would rather sit and watch and then just eat later.
And eat.
And eat, that's what I said, eat later. So when you're pulling up the ravioli, the dough, you want to make sure you don't pull up the ravioli. Take your time. Make sure your cutter went all the way through when you do it. Good girl. See how much the plastic wrap helps us with the gluten-free dough, because this would be sticking to this unless I used a ton of flour, and then sometimes the more flour that you use, the harder and harder the ravioli is going to get. The dough is just going to be really just not good. What, honey? All right, now Sophia's taking up this first piece, and she's going to put it right on top of that cream. Don't stretch it, just put it on, it's okay. And she's going to flatten it out with her hand a little bit and take away all those little air bubbles. Let's move up a little bit, Sophia. Can you move up?
No, that's too
Yeah,
far.
move up.
That's too far.
No. Jeremiah's going to put those raviolis in the freezer if we have some room there. Let me take that away, honey. We don't need it. Watch that gluten-free dad, okay? The reason I'm freezing the ravioli is just to kind of get them to mend together and bind, and then get that ingredients on the inside to solidify, so that when we either fry it or boil it or saute it, that it won't just fall apart and crumble, because sometimes that happens. And definitely, if you're going to fry it, you need to put it in the freezer. Otherwise, it's just going to kind of fall apart. The other thing we're going to do is, if Jeremiah can get out the ravioli that we made before, I want to show you the ravioli that we made with our ravioli cutter. And those we're going to put into the deep fryer, and that's going to be so super delicious. Look at these 2 beautiful ravioli that Sophia made. That is a wonderful dessert to have for Valentine's Day. Some cannoli ravioli. ravioli, and we're gonna make like a nice chocolate drizzle to go on top. That's gonna be amazing. All right, Jeremiah, you can put these in the freezer and give me this plastic. Give me this.
Okay, wait.
Hold on a second. All right, so these are the ravioli from our ravioli maker. And as you can see, they're beautiful. They come out perfect. The process of this is we use the plastic wrap also, and you can check it on Instagram. We showed you a little bit behind the scenes, and Facebook actually. We put the plastic wrap, we put the dough down, we did the divot, pressing down in the dough with the plastic wrap on both sides, and then we took that off, we opened it, we put our filling in it, and then we covered it back up with the second piece of dough, and then you flip this over to cut the ravioli. So then you just press down and it cuts. Now Sophia can break them apart. And now we have these nice ravioli that we can deep fry as soon as, just grab some of that flour. We're gonna dip them in a little bit of flour and a little bit of Josie's Coat of Oats breadcrumbs, and we're gonna fry them into the fryer.
Wait, what's first?
Jeremiah, can you turn on the back burner to warm up that marinade sauce a little bit, please? They're both the same, so we only need one, so can you go put that away? So, okay, so we're just gonna dip these right into it. They're a little bit wet from being in the freezer. If you really wanted to do a heavy breading, like the fried ravioli that you would get at like Fridays or Applebee's, something like that, then you would have to do the triple dip, which you'd have to go watch the show prior in order to see the triple dip. We're not gonna do that today. But as she just flours them and puts them on the plastic wrap, as soon as we get a few ready, I'm going to put them in the fryer. Jeremiah's got the marinara sauce warmed up. And then we're gonna make a nice, really light little fennel salad. It's gonna be super delicious. It's gotta be something light if we're doing this fried and heavy thing. You know, we always wanna balance everything out. We like fried food though, right? It's Friday, yay! It's Friday, right? You have to fry on Friday, it's Friday. All right, you ready? I'm gonna put this on the other side. Now our egg whites won't go to waste because Sophia will make macaroons with her egg whites. She's obsessed with macaroons. I wish I had more patience for them like she does, because she does them so nice. She colors them, she draws on them, she puts sparkles on them, right? Do such a good job. What?
I'm gonna eat them this time.
Gluten-free. Dad's gonna eat them this time. He hasn't eaten sugar in a year, but this time you're gonna have them, right?
I'm gonna make them sugar-free.
Gonna make them sugar-free. We'll make them sugar-free. We did make them egg-free and sugar-free. I still don't really like them that much. Yeah, the egg-free ones are fine. I did chocolate egg-free ones, and they're just okay. They're nothing great. All right, Sophia's getting that ready. Sophia, did you get the blood orange for mommy?
No.
I need the blood orange, please. All right, to go with our fried ravioli, we're going to do a nice little fennel and blood orange salad. I actually don't know why I have this little plate here. We have some really delicious vegetables that we got from the Misfits box. One of these is the Meyer lemon. The other one is the blood orange, and we're gonna actually have an orange and fennel salad. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Okay, let me move this out of the way. Cut it the right way because we're gonna do slices on the plate. Remember, like an orange salad.
Oh, that one's a regular.
All right. Well, we'll use a regular orange.
Get you a blood
We
orange.
will use the regular orange. I'm just gonna kind of slice up this fennel real thin. We made a nice fennel slaw the other day. Was it on the show? I forget. Did we make fennel slaw on the show? Yes. We hope you guys enjoyed that because fennel slaw is so delicious. All right, hold on a second. Let me
Pretty
get
sure
this.
this is blood orange.
This is a little bit stiff, so I'm gonna cut off that back there. I wanna cut that. Move the lemon. I just wanna cut that back off. It's a little too stiff. And when your fennel starts to dry out, you should pickle it. It's so good pickled. It's like that Giardina mix. Jardinera mix. Go ahead, cut that. Did I
I'm
just put
pretty
that
sure
in
this
there?
is
I did.
No, it's regular orange.
Alright, we're just gonna use a regular
Then I
orange.
ate all
please.
your blood orange.
Alright, that's okay. These are the oranges from our Misfits box. They're really nice. I should have peeled it first, Sophia, because we need to
You didn't peel.
We're gonna peel off, yeah, we're making an orange and fennel salad. So we're just gonna peel off that skin, and that's just gonna go right onto the plate for a nice, fresh, colorful salad with our fried ravioli. You wanna get that going, and I'm gonna dunk these fried raviolis in. I'm gonna do 4 at a time, I guess, that'll be good. There we go. You know that sound, it's the sizzle of the fryer. We love it. I'm gonna get rid of that. Sophie got the garbage right over here. Oh no, it went off. I had everything on. When I put everything on, this goes off. Remember, we tripped the thing? It's on now though, but it's not hot. So hopefully the raviolis will be okay. Otherwise, we'll have the next 4 to do. Good thing we didn't put them all in at once. All right, what are you doing? No, 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 no. You're not doing it with that knife. No, Mommy will do it. All right. So while she takes the skin off of that, you can throw this in the garbage. I'm gonna just juice this lemon. Jeremiah, could you get Mommy the juicer, please? The lemon juicer. Might need another one. And I'm gonna finish cutting the fennel. I always cut the fennel this way. Like if the bulb goes like this, I always cut it like that against the thing. I don't know if that's the right way to go, but that's the way I've always been doing it. Thank you, honey. All right, so we're gonna just put the fennel here. Do we have any fresh parsley gluten-free, Grandma? We do. We have some fresh parsley we can put in there. I'm gonna just kind of cut those segments up so that we have nice oranges dispersed through the whole salad.
Good orange.
You want it? Is it? Good. Now, when you have orange salad with fennel like this, it's really fresh. It helps you to digest with that fennel, so you can eat it after you eat the fried ravioli if you want. I'm gonna squeeze this lemon. Hopefully I get some juice out of here. Sophie, you could get the chia seeds for Mommy. We're gonna put a little chia on there and some olive oil. So this is simple salad. It doesn't take long to prepare. Usually salads are like forever, and you're like, oh yeah, yeah.
Where are the cheesy?
In the pantry on the bottom shelf. So this was a nice, thank you, Jeremiah. Ooh, that looks good. Thank you, gluten-free Grandma. So we've got a little bit more fennel here. I'll cut that up. Our raviolis are cooking. I see them cooking. They're looking fantastic. Bottom right, Sophia. Oh, sorry, honey. All right, almost done. We have our ravioli that are in the freezer. We have our ravioli that are in the fryer. And then we have our fresh fennel salad. We have 2 types of ravioli for you today. We have a cannoli ravioli, which is the bomb. And then we have a goat cheese ravioli with roasted red peppers, which is going to be amazing. What, Jeremiah?
Chocolate ravioli?
What?
Chocolate ravioli?
Ooh,
We didn't have chocolate raviolis today. Jeremiah wants chocolate raviolis. I'll have to make that
there's
for
a
you
measuring thing
for
in
Valentine's Day.
here.
All right, Sophia's just going to sprinkle a little bit of chia seeds on the top here. A little bit. That's enough.
Never know.
And a little bit of olive oil and then salt and pepper, and you can take care of that, baby. Jeremiah, can you get this for us? I think we're done with this. We're going to get back to our raviolis. Never mind, I got it. I'm going to take it to the back. Can you check our sauce, please? Our ravioli, I'm just going to turn them over because I see them cooking nice. Ooh, they're nice and puffy. Some of you guys never saw our show from Mickey Oli's. We did a show for Disney. For raviolis, we did a whole bunch of different raviolis. Good girl. We did them in Mickey Mouse shapes. That was a lot of fun. But if you're making ravioli, we're frying in non-GMO sunflower oil, so it's a heart healthier item. We have a lot of people post a lot of things about different heart healthy options, and we would love to help you with that. So with our fried ravioli, we want to fry it in the best possible oil that we could. What's the matter?
Salt.
Yeah, salt. Where are you going? Salt and pepper. Right here. Salt and pepper. We got nice pink Himalayan sea salt, which we love. It tastes so delicious. I also have a really nice flake sea salt, which is amazing too. Alright, our raviolis are looking like they're done. Thankfully, that wasn't, the fryer got up to heat fast enough. So this is our savory ravioli. We have in there some goat cheese with roasted peppers. I'm just going to put a little tomato sauce on the bottom of the bowl. Actually, if I could get maybe a flatter item, I would use that instead. Maybe I'll just use this dish so you guys can actually see what it is. Go grab those. Sophia, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Alright, so we've got just a little bit of tomato sauce on the bottom. We have our fried ravioli coming out. Uh-oh, we got a little bit of a mess there. One of my favorite things to eat out was fried food, and now when you go gluten-free, you can't do that anymore, so you really have to take some time to make it yourself. I'm gonna go get a little bit more tomato sauce on the top. You ready to eat? Oh, I'm sorry, a little bit more tomato sauce. And I'm gonna put these four down in because I know everybody's gonna want some, and we need to have enough for everybody.
What about the sweet?
So we can do the sweet ones too. So this we're just gonna put to the side for now. Sophia, will you put that to the side? Now, if you wanted to, you can just boil those ravioli in a rolling boil with salted water. We've got our nice heart-shaped raviolis that's filled with cannoli cream. Oh my gosh. Sophie, you want to dip these in flour a little bit? Let me dip them in flour. We're also going to just melt a little bit of chocolate for our chocolate cannoli ravioli. We forgot the chocolate chips in there. Oh no, we forgot the chocolate chips. I know, but we forgot our chocolate chips.
Drizzle them over top.
What?
Drizzle them on top and they come out hot.
Yeah, we're going to do that, definitely.
Put some
We're going to melt our chocolate chips just in the microwave real quick for like 30 seconds. The chocolate, if you want it to be shiny and you're putting on a presentation, you can add a little bit of coconut oil to that, temper it real nice, and then just drizzle that over your ravioli. I think we have a nice plate for our ravioli, right? Watch out, baby girl. Get the love plate from us. The one over there. So we're gonna have our different raviolis on different plates so we know which one's which. We've got these raviolis here with the goat cheese in them. Thank you, honey. I should have got a little cheese on top of that. Should we try that? Excuse me, babe. Thank you. 30 more seconds, please. Thank you. Alright, as soon as our other ravioli come out, they look like they're done. This was quick. I don't know, maybe because the first one, the fryer was not up to par. But this one looks like they're done already. I'm going to take those out.
No, not yet.
What? We need to get our napkins and our forks. If you guys didn't BYON today,
Bring your napkin.
we know that you're going to be drooling, so you better go get it right now. Because Sophia's going to start passing them out. We've got our forks. We have our napkins.
Mom, you get purple. Put purple.
Thank you. Purple is my favorite color.
Then, Daddy, what's your favorite color? Orange, blue.
Got some more ravioli here. These are the fried ones. You can always just serve them straight up like this with a little bit of dipping sauce if you like. Jeremiah could get that first. Jeremiah, I'll take that chocolate now. I'm gonna put these cannoli ones right into the fryer. Oh, I'm so excited about this, you have no idea. No idea. Thank you, honey. That's perfect, thank you so much. Alright, Jeremiah just took the chocolate out of the microwave. How long, Jeremiah, for the microwave on that?
And then how long does it take?
30 seconds, and then what, another 30?
And then
So about a minute and 10 seconds, okay. And then all we're doing is just stirring it up so we can temper it, so we get it all nice and melted. Stir it. Jeremiah, you could take this away from me, please, and that plate. This, go. All right, as soon as our lovely raviolis come out, we're gonna get started eating. Jeremiah, could you give me a little plate of sauce in here, please?
There you go.
Tomato sauce in there, thank you. The cannoli raviolis are frying. All right, so we're gonna just put a little bit of sauce, a little bit of this down here. And then we're gonna get a little bit for the top. Maybe should we add a little more mascarpone to that? A little bit of the cannoli cream?
Yes.
All right, so grab the cannoli cream. We're gonna just kind of loosen, whichever one, it doesn't matter. We're gonna add a little bit to that. Now you could do a fresh whipped cream, you could do a coconut cream, you could really, just a little bit, honey. Thank you, baby. All right, we've got our raviolis to dip. Our raviolis already dunked. I'm gonna take a bite. Oh man, gluten-free grandma's gonna love this.
I'm working while they're eating.
Oh, that's a first. Oh my gosh. These are amazing. I could taste that.
No, not until I get one.
Gluten-free grandma and gluten-free dad. We gotta give them some. Now we really should have made our plate nice and been polite and not done that to you. But when I see fried ravioli in front of my face, I can't wait. I'll have to have a bite. Oh, did it seize up? Nope. No, okay. A little bit. All right, we've got beautiful fennel salad that we're gonna have some. Sophia, I'll have some of that. Jeremiah, thank you. Yep, you can have some. Our cannoli ravioli are almost done. They're very quick in the fryer, so don't be afraid to pull them up. They don't have to be really dark. They just have to be like a nice golden brown like these are. So yummy and delicious. Really yummy and delicious. You like that? Uh-oh, we've got a little seepage there. You want to make sure those edges are sealed and they're in the freezer for about 20 minutes so that you don't have an episode. All right, we're going to take these out. In there. Jeremiah, you're going to have to take care of this too. We've got our fried.
We share and Daddy needs some.
We've got our fried cannoli raviolis. Oh
I'll
my
share.
goodness.
I need more.
I'm going to just put a dollop of that on top. And Jeremiah can go get a picture with a little bit of powdered sugar on there. Jeremiah, go ahead and get a picture of that. Thank you, honey. Put some more on if it melts. So the fried cannoli ravioli, the fried goat cheese ravioli. I don't know which one you would pick, but you could have a very ravioli Valentine. Ravioli everything, right? What's wrong with that? Ravioli is so delicious. How's the salad? Did you stir it up a little bit?
No.
You needed to stir it up a little bit because we had that beautiful lemon juice from our lemons. We had that gorgeous orange from Misfits and then a little bit of fennel. Did you put salt and pepper? That orange just makes it so tasty and delicious. It's so yummy. Jeremiah, did you get to eat yet?
Yeah.
No.
Guys, have any questions for us?
Yes,
Let us know.
you did.
Gluten-free grandma, how are you doing over there?
I'm doing good.
What do you like? Ravioli good? Jeremiah's gonna bring us the cannoli ravioli and we can all have a bite of that.
Delicious.
Hold on, relax. Everybody's gonna have a bite. Here, Jeremiah.
What?
Alright, you can melt that on top if you want. Give Daddy a bite. Sophie and I will share this. Hold on. She's grabbing it. I'm gonna take a bite. Uh-oh. Oh, it's so hot. That's so super hot, but the filling is so tender. Try that. The dough is beautiful. Perfect for frying with the little flax in there because it kind of keeps it a little bit firmer, but the egg yolk keeps it nice and fluffy. So it's kind of like whichever one you like the best. Give Jeremiah a bite.
Hot.
Give him a
Have
bite.
a bite, please.
Give him a
Don't
bite.
I can handle a little.
Wait, let me.
He's not gonna eat
it's
the whole
gonna
thing.
spill
Give him a
out.
bite.
I got it, thanks.
Don't eat the whole
And gluten-free dad and gluten-free
I
grandma can
said
share
it was
this one.
gonna spill out. I told you it was hot. You didn't listen to me.
Here, take this. Give that to gluten-free grandma and gluten-free dad. They can share. Here, put that on there. All right, guys, it's time for us to go. We almost went too long. We just wanted to share with you our very ravioli Valentine. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you have any questions about it, please comment. Put your comments below. Tag a friend or share it with whomever you think might like this delicious ravioli simple recipe for Valentine's Day. Sophia, what did you like the best? This one? Jeremiah, what about you? This one or that one?
That's
The-
good, thank you.
Not the sweet one, the
You like the savory one? Gluten-free Dad, would you like the best so far?
The salad.
The salad. He likes the salad the best. The nice fresh salad. It is super and delicious, and it really does go nicely with the ravioli. Jeremiah, what didn't you like, honey?
Nothing.
Salad. You don't like the salad? All right, guys. Well, we hope you enjoyed the show today. We're glad that you tuned in, and we're glad that you're checking us out on Facebook, Instagram, live stream, and wherever else you're socially engaged. But thank you guys for joining us today, and we want to just reach out to you and say, this is Heart Month. We hope that you're taking care of yourself, you're sleeping, you're eating right, and if you have a heart disease, it's different than a heart defect, which is what I have. But you always want to make sure you're exercising and you're eating healthy, and you're not smoking, you're not drinking, and you're getting lots of fresh air, which is really important. So we hope you guys, tune in next week. We might have a different kind of a show for you next week because we're going to be packing up to go away. But thank you, Sophia, for all your help.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Jeremiah, for all your help. And thank you to Gluten-Free Dad and Gluten-Free Grandma for setting us up, for cleaning up our mess, and for always being available to eat our food. And we're glad you guys were here. Thank you for tuning in. We want you to come, taste, and see how good it is to be gluten-free. Ciao.
Ciao.
Aprons by I.M. Designs. Hair by Satnique. Makeup by Artistry. Thank you to our pantry partners and fridge friends. Follow us on livestream, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, and YouTube at ABC Gluten Free. ABC Gluten Free is a production of American Dots.
God bless everyone and have a delicious weekend.